please.
Smith.
Here.
Weinreich.
Here.
Craig.
Here.
Harvey.
Here.
Mayor Robish.
Present. Please join me for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, and we're going to move on to the agenda approval. I have 3 items I would like to add. 6.1, a support letter for community counseling tonight, and 10.1, under executive session, 10.1 contractual matter 125-2-4, and also under executive session 10.2 personnel, 2 personnel items 125-2-1. That's what I have to add. Does anyone else have anything?
Move to approve the agenda with the additions.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinreich.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to public forum. Public forum is limited to a maximum of 3 minutes per person. Please state your name and address for the record. Do we have anyone here with for a public forum? Seeing none, how about the commission? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Matters appearing on the consent agenda are expected to be non-controversial and will be acted upon by the commission at one time without discussion unless a member of the commission requests an opportunity to address any given item. Items removed from the consent agenda will be discussed at the beginning of the formal items. Our consent agenda consists of 4.1 minutes of December 30th, 2024, 4.2 fuel quotes for city departments, 4.3 consider approval of the combined election agreement with the Huron School District and set the election date for April 8th, 2025. 4.4 personnel items. Number 1, grant full-time status to police officer Cody Maxwell, making him eligible for night differential pay and supplemental benefits. Number 2, accept the voluntary resignation of Detective Sergeant Taj Lark from the police department and post internally in the police department to fill this position. Number 3, adjustment to Curtis Ryman's hourly wage for the park maintenance 2 position. And number 4, hire Christina Guthrie as a volunteer firefighter contingent on completing the city physical. And I will say on that, it's great to have Christina aboard, and we're still available for more volunteers if anyone is interested. So, and 4.5, payment of the bills.
Motion to approve consent. Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinreich.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to bid quote items. 5.1, consider pay request number 10 from North Star Logistics, doing business as Century Crane for the Huron Transfer Station project in the amount of $1,039,850.48. I'm not used to writing that big of a check, Dennis, so go ahead.
I don't either, pull in those. All right, yeah, this is just a progress payment on the transfer lift station. It's about 84% done. They started putting the scale in today, and it's actually starting to look like something in there, so recommend approval.
All right.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any questions for, that's Assistant Engineer Dennis Bennett, thank you. All right, roll call vote, please.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinreich.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Moving on to 6.1. Tonight we have a couple gals here from the community counseling, and they're asking for a support letter to apply for a grant from the opioids. I'm going to let them explain that. We have Belinda and Melissa. So you can arm wrestle who wants to talk.
Well, I'm going to talk, but I'm also going to promise not to talk too much. Melissa's here to make sure that I don't do too much.
Okay.
Okay. I'm Belinda Grave. Recently changed my last name, so it's still hard for me to throw that out. I'm the CEO of Community Counseling Services, and this is Melissa Hofer, she's our CFO. And as indicated, we are here to look for a letter of support. We are applying for $35,000 from the State Opioid Settlement Fund. And outlined in front of you throughout these 5 pages gives you a little idea of some of the things that we are already doing at Community Counseling Services, the areas that we work in. You'll see on page 1 the 7 different counties that we do serve. The 7 counties that we are serving, we're targeting Beetle specifically because of the population rate in Huron. On the rest of page 1 and 2 is a review of our substance use disorder services that we already provide. And something that you may not know is that already since 2020, we've been providing opioid treatment as a contracted service through Lewis and Clark Behavioral Health, but also through HRMC. They provide the medication part of the assistance, and then we provide the therapy. We also do a lot of outreach with our seniors, with our teens. As your community mental health center, we have targeted populations that we serve: pregnant women, IV drug users, youth, but also those that are in financial need. This outlines what we've been doing since 2020 already. Some of the things that we educate people in and provide that prevention for, you'll see the safety storing medications, disposal packets. We also do outreach on a monthly basis, educating, because we know that education and early intervention works. And we are trying to prevent, you'll see on page 4, drug overdoses. And the best part about 2024 is that overdoses have declined. So they know nationwide, not just in South Dakota or just in Huron, but overdoses have declined. If we continue the education and early intervention, hopefully we'll see just as many better outcomes for 2025. On the last part of page 4, you're going to see the targeted populations that we're going to do outreach with. Some of you may be familiar with the Bradford Leary, a component of our agency. It specifically houses our impact program for staff, but then we also provide apartments on our 2nd and 3rd floor. Oftentimes those apartments are rented by impact clients, but also someone receiving mental health or substance use services. Everyone that we rent to does have some kind of active recovery with us. And we help them not only become acclimated to the community, but we also help them prevent any hospitalizations, any justice involvement, but also prompt them with whatever recovery track that they're on. So we're gonna reach out to them, those 23 apartments, and we have like little gift bags, things and information they might need to have a good step forward as they enter our community, but also our system. Number 2 says we're also gonna reach out for drug court participants. I have 2 staff that sit on the drug court team itself, one for mental health, one for substance use. They work very closely with the drug court team, so we are also very invested in those participants' recovery. And the last outreach that we're going to do is for our substance use disorder participants and families. Oftentimes during the month of September, we do an outreach and we help those individuals who are trying to rebuild their life, not only with the community but with their families also, by providing incentives and opportunities to practice those skills. So those are our 3 different areas that we're focusing on, and then the last page of 5 tells you how we're going to do that, and what part of the grant that would fall under for the approval of. And you can see that part of this process does imply letters of support, so we've reached out to some of our community members and we've asked them to also provide those letters, and we're partnering up with them for different objectives and initiatives. Anything financially you'd like to add?
We couldn't do a lot of this without this grant, so we just need, in order to even apply, we need the support of the Huron City Commission.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think one of the misunderstandings, and if you didn't know, Commissioner Smith is on our board, but many people don't realize that we are not a state-funded program. We have several contracts with the state, but we do rely on local whether it be city or county money or state money. And by the way, thank you for your allocation. We just received a letter today, and every small amount does help. So I think the biggest part that comes out of this that we aren't able to do besides the outreach is the advertising marketing that goes with it. As a CMHC, that's always last on the list. It's not something, a luxury that we can usually afford. So hopefully this brings some awareness to the community as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for this, and,
Any questions?
I would,
Melissa, don't walk off too fast.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mark.
well, Brian, I'm gonna let you,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna let you give this to them, and, I'm
I'll need a
proud
motion to
to,
do
Oh,
the letter
okay.
of support.
yeah.
I would move that we provide the letter of support and have you sign it.
Second.
Any more discussion?
Just since we've asked this in the past, I think we know these, each individual one of these does not impact any of the previous ones, so we can apply for more. And I think you just wanted to make sure that was recognized. Thank you.
Roll call vote, please.
Smith,
Aye.
Weinrice,
Aye.
Bragg,
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. Now, I will let Commissioner Smith present this
Oh.
to the two guys.
Awesome.
That's nice of you, thank you.
Thank you.
We had a board meeting today, and the community counseling does fundraising events. And I think Melissa and the staff
We've never done one before. This
have
is
been
our
on the
first.
granddaddy on this new one, this one that's coming up, and I think you should talk about that.
Okay,
Oh.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so May 3rd, out at the Expo Building at the Fairgrounds, we are going to have a community-wide dodgeball tournament
Oh, boy.
to help raise money. We've sent out some sponsorship request letters, and we are hoping to have quite a few teams and just spectators, and any support you guys could give us, whether that just be sharing it on Facebook or word of mouth, or becoming a sponsor, or putting a team together, or challenging another industry maybe within yours to a game. We would love to see that happen. So this is our first one ever, so we're gonna learn and we're gonna have fun, and we encourage the community to get involved. So
Thank you.
you'll be seeing more of that
Yes.
later.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Brian's already got his team, I assume.
Never know.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to ordinances and resolutions. 7.1, first reading of ordinance 2266-30-247, supplemental appropriation ordinance, and set the second reading for January 13th, 2025. I'm going to turn this over to Finance Director Pauline Carey.
Thank you, Mayor. I did put a new one in front of you, and then just, there's one on the table over there. I did add a couple things. You can see on the side, there isn't anything really out of the ordinary. Governing board, you can see we had the shed donation, the parking lot purchase, salaries in the police department, we had a buyout of a retiree. Community gardens, we bought that pump and motor. Machinery and equipment was the sprayer, that's in Park and Rec / Central. Salaries again, part-time went over. Water treatment, salaries, a lot of salaries you see, but if you remember, when we did budget last year, our union contracts were not done until after budget. So that increase that they got is not included necessarily in the budget for part-time or regular full-time. So that's why you're seeing in the next one too, contingencies, you'll see the same thing. So you'll see some salaries and benefits. Water treatment, we purchased water, you can see that was those rates, membership fees, machinery equipment was the VFD pump. Big one there you can see is the airport. Airport's $1,100,000 that so normally our projects are usually split in half, but this one has been sitting on and they approved it. So it went through. So it's $1 million. We have actually already received $1,660,000 from federal and state funds to cover, so we just have our match. So it's about 40,000 that we'll match on there, and you'll see that when we do transfers. So I just wanted to explain that one a little bit. For taxiway, and there's some other building things. Commissioner Craig would probably be more detailed there, but the majority of it is on the taxiway repairs and construction. Golf course, you can see group insurance. Again, we have a new employee out there that didn't have insurance the year before. He chose insurance this year. Rentals, repairs, materials and supplies. Machinery and equipment was irrigation. We approved that in a capital asset request for more irrigation equipment. And then the golf pro contract, that amount you're seeing there isn't necessarily more of the contract, it's part of the commissions that we pay our golf manager. And same with the golf pro receipts, you can see those are funded with golf revenues. That's just the ins and outs, but it does become part of the budget and we did go over. So again, nothing super specific. If you have questions, let me know. I'm asking for approval of the first reading.
Motion to approve.
Would second that.
Anything stick out you want to ask tonight? Okay, I would ask for a roll call vote.
Smith.
Aye.
Weinreis.
Aye.
Craig.
Aye.
Harvey.
Aye.
Mayor Robish.
Aye. All right, moving on to 8.1, consider the 2024 contingency fund transfers for the city of Huron. And again, I'll go with the finance director.
So this is the contingency fund that gets budgeted in the governing board. For 2024, there was $125,000 in that budget. This money is gonna only be supplementing the general fund. We can't use these in any other funds. So what we're looking at is the planning department for wages, health insurance, again, kind of all the benefits. Postage was a small increase, office supplies, engineering, traffic was the wages. Mostly that's part-time wages. General government buildings, insurance, coverage, went up, fire,